Dark here. Now, as I said at the end of my Only Human animatic, which will be in the description below, I'm going to let you guys learn more about me through me sharing my disabilities through these chats. The reason why I am talking about this is so you can get to know me more and to spread some awareness about these mental health disabilities. Before I begin, I just want to put a quick disclaimer. If you feel you have similar symptoms to any of these disabilities and have not been diagnosed by a professional, please do not self-diagnose. I highly recommend to see a professional. Anyways, on with the video. Now, ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. People like me tend to have short attention spans and can be unable to sit still, which is why fidget toys can help bring an ADHD person's attention in. As for myself, I have a short attention span, depending on if my brain can make the subject fun. For example, my brain, when editing videos, will sometimes jump between different projects to keep my attention, so I don't end up falling behind on work. As for not being able to sit still, I do struggle with that if I don't have fidget toys to help me focus on work. My hand might tap on a table or my feet might tap a lot too, hence the hyperactive part of ADHD. So when I'm not working, I try to do activities such as just dance games, exercise, and stuff like that, so my body can let out a little energy. This usually helps from my experience anyways. People who have ADHD can be very talkative and expressive with their movements and the way they say things. This means they might talk so much you might not be able to get a word into the conversation. And I admit that I used to be just like that. But I have taught myself different ways on how not to interrupt people by accident. Because with ADHD you tend to struggle to ignore impulses. I also have very expressive arm movements when I talk. Because as I have said, it is just another way of letting out my excess energy and of me expressing myself as a person. Another symptom that can occur is appearing forgetful or losing things. This I can agree on. It is one I have on the daily. If I'm being honest right now, I've lost too many things that I can count. When a person has ADHD, it can also lead them to having a quick temper. In my case, I used to have a quick temper because since I started noticing how hard I found to manage my ADHD, I decided to give other options a try. So I went to a disability specialist way back in primary school and they prescribed me some medication for my ADHD. Now ADHD tablets, I gave them a try, and for a few months finding the right dosage of the tablets for me was a trial and error process. Again, not everyone with disabilities will be required to take the medication. It depends on the person, to be honest. However, my specialist thought I could use it. But after 2 months, after much trial and error, we finally found the right dosage and my medication was sorted. Now I am older, I am able to decide if I want to keep taking the medication. And honestly, I don't mind taking it since it keeps me from being distracted while I'm working. And the medication I take doesn't affect me in a bad way, so I'm quite okay taking it. The medication helped me get distracted less and I was able to get work done quicker and minimize my hyperactivity by a bit. Just because it minimized my hyperactivity, it didn't fully take it away. I'm still quite hyper even on the tablets.
Now I've looked up on Google some of the more scientific explanations, so now let's see what I have found and what we will be educated upon on this disability. The first result I found says ADHD brains have low levels of neurotransmitter called norepinephrine, Sorry if I mix these up, I'm not very good at pronouncing. Norepinephrine is linked arm in arm with dopamine. Dopamine is the thing that helps control the brain's reward and pleasure center. The ADHD brain has impaired activity in 4 functional regions of the brain. What are people with ADHD good at? People living with ADHD may have a variety of skills and abilities beyond those of their neurotypical counterparts. They may include hyperfocus, resilience, creativity, conversational skills, I can't pronounce this, basic being of spontaneous, I think, and abdominant energy. Why do ADHD brains crave dopamine? Key aspects of the reward system are underactive in ADHD brains, making it difficult to derive reward from ordinary activities. These dopamine-deficient brains experience a surge of motivation after a high-stimulation behavior triggers a release of dopamine. How do people with ADHD think? People with ADHD will have at least 2 or 3 of the following challenges. Difficulty staying on task, paying attention, daydreaming or turning out, organizational issues, and hyperfocus, which causes us to lose track of time. ADHDers are often highly sensitive and empathetic. Do people with ADHD think faster? Shankman simply put, ADHD is the brain's inability to produce as much dopamine, serotonin, and adrenaline as regular people's brains produce. Because of that, our brains have become faster. When managed right, that becomes a superpower. Have you found that you tend to think faster than most people? Yes? Let's move on.
Another thing that I struggled with was sleep. Part of the problem was my insomnia. However, we will talk about that in another video. This is going to be a 2-part video since there's quite a lot to cover. This is only part 1. There's a chance it could turn to a 3-parter, but it depends. I hope you all can stay tuned for the next parts, and I thank you all for taking the time out of your day to chill and watch one of my videos. It means a lot, and I'm also glad to be able to spread some awareness about these disabilities, since disability awareness means a lot to me, and having people feel heard means a lot to me. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and this is Light to Dark, over and out. See you in the next part. Bye!